Jamal.
So Jamal Morant from Jamal the Creative. Welcome to YouTube Conversations.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm doing great, man. Appreciate you coming out. So let's get into it. So you're currently in Atlanta. Did you go up
Yeah.
there?
I middle school came here in middle school, and then I was originally from Brooklyn, New York. Grew up in Canarsie, and then I think around 10 years old, we came up to Atlanta, and it was more Marietta is where I grew up, and I was there from middle school, high school, and then when I turned 27, I moved back to New York, and then I just moved back here about 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
So you grew up in Canarsie in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Okay, so the struggle was real.
Oh yeah, I was in the projects. I was in the projects. I'm talking gunshots, at least one per night. Can't go outside after dark. Yeah, that was me. I was with my grandma, my mama, my dad, my older brother.
Okay. So you grew up in a two-parent household.
I did at first, up until we moved.
Oh,
It was two parents.
so up until 10 years old.
Yeah, and then my mom and my dad separated, and then my stepdad came into my life when I was about 13, 14.
Okay. So but if you had your father up until 10, that's probably um because there's a study done that 75% of black children they're born into single parent household, born into it, so at
Mhm.
least you made it till 10, and you had someone that came over, took over that role. Any siblings?
I do, and I will say so. My father and my mom were together when I was 10, but he left when I was like 6 or 7 and took my older brother to go to the South to try to find a place. So really I didn't. Around 6 is when he kind of like was out of my life up until like my stepdad came. But yes, I do got siblings. My older brother got an older brother, 6 years older than me. He's about to turn 40 in like a couple days. I got my mom remarried, so I got a little sister and then twin little brothers, twin boys. They like 19, 20. My little sister's like 20, 21, about to turn 21.
So your mom has no more babies, right? No more.
Not that I know of, she do. God damn. Am I allowed to curse on there?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Don't worry.
I apologize if
Nah, that's
anybody.
all good. So let me ask you, so when your father left at 6
Mhm.
years old, at that time, did it affect you? Or is that later on in your 20s and stuff, you start to realize how much that affected you?
Um, it didn't really affect me then because I didn't know no better. You know what I mean? I just wanted to have fun and stuff like that. And it was my mom, my grandma that I was staying with. It kind of, I would say, I noticed it affecting me like more in my like early 20s. And it wasn't like it wasn't negative to the sense of like I didn't know how to treat women, you know what I mean? Because I was always doing the most to make sure girls were good and stuff when I dated them or whatever, whatnot. But it was just more on like how to be a man, like how to like handle things like a man and how to go about life like a man. You know what I mean? And then I had a mentor that kind of came in and helped me learn all of that stuff when I was like in my early 20s.
Got it. Yeah, because there's a lot of lessons that your father could have helped you skip, right? Especially
Mhm.
in the dating field or just in general, especially business. Even if your father's not into business, but he could tell you, hey, listen, stay away from this and stay away from that.
Mhm.
But you turned out really well, right?
Yeah,
It worked out.
yeah, yeah. Or at least
Which
I
si-
think.
which sibling gets on your nerves?
Woo!
Is there a
Well, it
particular one
depends.
that you
My little sister is exactly like me. She gets on my nerves, but it's like all love. You know what I mean? Like she gets on my nerves because she's so self, like she has no confidence in herself. So it's always like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this, or I don't, and it's like, sis, you can do it. Like stop doubting yourself. But my older brother gets on my nerves also because me and him never really had a really strong relationship. And even later in life, when I was trying to build a relationship with him, you just don't hear from him. So it's a combination of both of them.
Of course. So, on a positive note, if your brother ever would to watch this, what's one
Mhm.
thing you would like to say to him?
Nah, I love him, man. I'm happy that he was in my life. you know, because he kind of taught me a lot of he had it rough, but I mean he made a lot of bad choices. But I learned from his mistakes in order to kind of become who I am today. So just to thank him just for, you know, just being a brother, older brother to me, you know, and just allowing me to be able to learn from his mistakes, really.
Okay. So Thanksgiving, all your siblings and your mother is in the room at the dinner
Mhm.
table. How does that go?
Like, or if you painting a scenario, you talking about the most
I'm
recent.
creating a scenario.
It'd be cool. Like my mom loves to be the center of attention. So she's probably being her. My mom's from St. Vincent and Grenadines, so she's Caribbean. So I'm half Caribbean.
Very family oriented, right?
Yeah, so it's the family, and we playing blasting loud music, and we do a big old prayer, and you know I'm probably making fun of my little sister because she's sensitive, and my older brother is probably just quiet, and my other little brother Jude, my youngest, the youngest of the twins, is autistic, so we kind of play and make fun of him sometimes too, you know, and that's probably about it. It's nothing crazy. We're just
Let
eating Caribbean food.
let
Yeah.
me ask you. So speaking of your siblings, are y'all able to come together and start a business or work together in any aspect, something like that?
As of right now, no. My little sister is an artist, so I could essentially collaborate with her with the work that I kind of do. But I don't think anyone's in the right mindset right now. Even me, I still have ways to go before I can get there and kind of bring people under me. I think if anybody in the family that I would do a collaboration with to kind of help run the business would be, or run a business would be my mom. She's very business oriented.
Yeah, like I always look at because my family, the first day we'll probably owe the IRS money. It's the
Ah,
first day opening up, so
they
so a
hear
lot
you.
of a lot of
They
stuff will be missing. So I believe what it is that even with friends and people you're trying to give them a chance, you could hire them as a contractor. This is a 3-month contract. You have 90 days. After 90 days, there's no obligations, right? And instead of hiring them as an employee, you hire them as an employee. Now they got rights and all kinds of crazy. And if it don't work out, right? So growing up in Brooklyn, um, what was your biggest struggle besides the roaches, right? I grew up in Brooklyn too. It's like, man, if anything can multiply, man, they should
Wait,
have came up with roach birth control.
hold on, wait. You say you only can max a contract with somebody for 90 days?
No, what I'm saying is that if you were to hire someone as a contractor, like say
Oh,
I hire my brother as a contractor, I give him a 3-month period. So
I got
after the three, I have to be obligated to 3 months. After 3 months, there's no obligation,
you. Yeah, I got you. I got
no obligation at all. So,
you.
so what was the biggest struggle growing up? There's a lot, right? But what was the biggest one?
In New York, I would say the hardest thing, like I was so young, man. I was having fun when I was in New York. I think the hardest struggle in New York was just seeing things because that was in that was in the 90s, bro. You know what I mean? Late 80s, early 90s. So like just seeing things that children shouldn't be seeing, you know? Like I seen a whole dog skin a cat. This cat was walking with no skin, like his skin was dragging on the concrete while he was walking, like the whole body. Like just stuff like that. You just like hearing the gunshots, and I ain't know what it was back then. I'm thinking it's fireworks. You know what I mean? But it's like you don't think, my mom walked down the street, saw a dead body. You know what I mean? These dudes huddled around it after they just killed somebody. She didn't know what was going on. My brother was mugged at knife point. Like it's just like you thinking it's normal. I didn't think much of it, and I still don't, because I don't really dive into it and be like, damn, like that part of my life that was really going on. It's just kind of like it is what it is.
Yeah, and so you had experience as a child seeing crack valves everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
At a ridiculous rate in Brooklyn. Yeah, man. So, in overall, how would you rate your childhood growing up? I mean, we all struggle, but now we're adults and we can look back and say,
Mm-hmm.
how would you
I,
rate it?
honestly, if it was one out of like 10, I'd give it like a 9.1. I wouldn't trade my childhood for nothing, man. I got to experienced life as a child. My mom, she recognized that it was rough in New York, and that's why we moved to the South. But like, I mean, I can't complain, man. I know a lot of people didn't necessarily get the best end of the stick. And I also, it wasn't like we didn't grow up with money or nothing like that. I had to work for everything that I have. But I was blessed when I got to the South to meet a really good group of people, my best friends that are still my best friends today. That, when my mom was working 2, 3 jobs, I was allowed to go over there and we were able to build a friendship and a family out of that. So my childhood was, I would never trade it for anything in the world.
Yeah, like with us, we started to hate Santa Claus
Hmm.
because the Santa Claus we had, he was fucking our mom. So we started to hate Santa Claus, man. We started to really hate Santa Claus, man, because it's like, okay, you bring gifts, but so you bring my mom gifts too. You're not a
Yeah.
father,
Yeah.
So we had that. We had Santa Claus, probably different ones every year,
Yeah.
and so I see that you're into fitness, right?
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
sure you're fit. Why is that important to you?
Man, I was never the good looking kid in high school, middle school. I used to be the nappiest dude you saw. I was short. I was like 5'2" in ninth grade, 5'4" in 10th. I didn't really,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
I didn't really shoot up until like after high school. So when I was 19, I got a job. I ain't know where to work. So I got a job as a personal trainer. Like I just took a test and studied a little bit and I started working out and I fell in love with it. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And I started liking the way I looked because when I was in high school and stuff, I never really looked attractive and stuff. But I started liking the way I looked and was really working out, man. And then just stuck with it, man. Like I took some years off. I took a good amount of years off when I was working my old job, but I'm back on it now. Not as crazy, but I'm back on it. And I like the way I look when I got my, out here.
So I know that it's been past few years of it's been happening, but I think it's coming out more and more that are men are starting to be aware prostate cancer go getting checked up, right?
Mhm.
So since you're into fitness, what do you have to say to even young black men, right, in their 20s, as far as taking health more serious?
Mhm.
What do you say to that?
So I believe strongly that so we're more in a new era now. It's granted physical health is important, but it's more mental than anything. I think men need to, and this is how I strongly feel, and I've been working lately to try to like advocate this more. I think young black men need to get into therapy. I don't. It doesn't matter how old you are. It don't matter what experiences you've been through. It's just beautiful to. We as young black men don't get a chance to express our emotions and our feelings. And I think it's important that we at least have a confidant that we can express that. Because when we're growing up, it's our friends, and the older you get, you're not as close to your friends as you once were because everybody kind of lives their life, they branch off. So even being young, any age, I think therapy is a amazing thing. If you can't afford a therapist, which they're not that expensive, I would express maybe journaling or meditation, just something to be able to get off what's put onto you because we don't have that opportunity, that funnel to be able to express that.
No, absolutely. Especially since growing up in urban community,
Mhm.
we're taught to not express ourselves because when you're outside and you talk about, hey, that what you said, it really hurts. They're gonna
Mhm.
beat they're gonna beat you, right? They're gonna beat you up. So
Mhm.
take what you got.
That's how my older brother used to whip my ass for being tall.
Or your family, you're right.
Yeah.
So how often you work out?
So I play ball, which is technically working out. I do that three
Yeah.
times a week, and I'm back lifting again 3 times a week. So 6 days out of the week. I'm trying to go to yoga on that seventh day.
Okay. Do you know G Wayne?
Yeah, of course, my
Okay.
homie.
So if y'all play 1-on-1, because he swears he's like the basketball god, right?
G Wayne about 90 years old, bro.
He
Last
hit
time
you with the yeah.
I hooped with G Wayne literally like 2 months ago, a month ago, or something like that, and we ran his team because they old. They old. All you got to do is just fast break. He old. She weighing about 97 years old, G, and a half.
He swears he's he swears he's a LeBron James, right? Or the Kobe.
No, he nice though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh,
I ain't
he
gonna.
is. So he hit you with a hot hot.
He no, he nice. Like
Oh,
he
he
can,
nice.
but he old. So like you can still, and he's small. And he try to hit you with the hezzy. You just look at him like, what you doing? What you doing?
That's what he calls it, the hezzy, right? Do you cook your own meals?
Hell nah, I don't cook my. I'm too rich to cook my own meal.
What do you know? Like, I know every now and then you go out and splurge, whatever. But what do you do normally? What do you eat normally?
Lately I've been doing a little fast, so I'll start eating at 2 to 10. And normally what I'll do is I'll try to stick to water and like fruit the first part of the fast, and then I might eat one. I'll eat meat and stuff like that, but it'll be just one heavy meal, and then maybe try to finish the night off with a salad.
Got it. Okay. And do you get how if you feel sick or you feel something's not normal, right? Do you get checked out, or you pretty much like all of us men and just nah, I'm gonna wait until I die.
I'm one of those wait until I die kind of people. Like I just, it depends. It depends. If it's something that's like, damn, I really, this is, and then I might go check it out. But most times I try to self heal or take vitamins, or I'm big on Dr. Sebi and his alkaline and stuff like that. So yeah.
What made you get into fitness? Just overall, being more aware of trying to keep your shape and so forth.
Yeah, it was just trying to look good. That's what got me into it. And I didn't realize how fitness was making me stronger, faster, healthier. I didn't realize it until later. I had stopped working out when I was like 27, and I didn't work out for like a strong 6 years. Like, and then I noticed my body brittle and weak after those 6 years. So it's definitely important.
So let me ask you, your the first video you uploaded, right? Or maybe the first video that's available.
Mhm.
It's called the no chicken,
Ah!
right?
It's probably the first one that's available because I deleted a lot of videos.
But see, the thing with you that's different is that normally someone's first video is probably 2,000 views. Because the camera quality is not as good as as 5 to 10 years ago.
Mhm.
You as of today, you have 206, 283,000,
On the
and you're
first
still
one?
counting. Yeah, the first video.
Oh, snap. That's
So that's
dope.
a little different than
Most other YouTubers?
the most of the YouTubers. What was the feeling you got when you upload that and you saw the views
I was
that
spazzing out.
people was into your music because you mostly do music. That's
Yeah,
your
I'm a
main
music
thing, right?
artist. Yeah. No, I was freaking out. I was spazzing out. And it made me scared. I didn't realize I was afraid of success. That's when because I was like, oh, snap, numbers doing well, but I wanted more. I was like, no, I want more views. I want more numbers. I want more views. And I'm not getting it fast enough. And that was my like downfall because I essentially quit because I felt like I wasn't enjoying the process and allowing it to happen. But I was happy, but I was just like hungry, like power hungry for more views.
So when you uploaded that first video, was that the first video you uploaded, or just the first video that's available?
That's the first video that's available.
Oh, that's available. Okay, so that particular video, how was it? If you can remember going back, getting
Mhm.
people together to be in the skit.
At the time, it was new. It was so new to me. That girl, the darker skinned girl in that video, that's my one of my ex girlfriends. The light skinned girl next to it is one of her best friends, and then the white guy in the video was a guy I work with, and then there's a white girl in the video I think too. That's the guy who was recording my music. His girl he was messing with at the time, and the guy who's actually the guy who filmed the music video is the guy that I films all my stuff now.
Oh, still today.
To this, me and him took
Oh,
some years off, but we just linked back up maybe a year or 2 years ago.
mm.
Going strong since. But yeah, it was just kind of like friends that helped me out. And it was new. So I was just trying to figure out. I was like, man, let me figure this out. You know what I mean?
Was you nervous?
Oh yeah, I was nervous. I was extra
Did it?
nervous.
But yeah, you was nervous. Well, did it take a few? To get your lines right, and so because I mean, you remember your words to the song, right?
I
You
ain't,
remember it.
Yeah, man, me memorizing my own lyrics to this day. I still can't remember because I freestyle in my head and when I write. So it's like I record it and I just won't remember. I'm not like a person who sits down and is like, okay, this line needs to go with this. And no, for me, when I make music, man, even freestyling now, I know it's a lost art, but I can freestyle pretty good, So like that's how I write lyrics. So I don't necessarily remember it off the top of my head.
Okay. And now there was a time period that you gave up on music. You was first doing music, you gave up on music and the comic skits and decided to have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Why?
Just got tired, man. I was grinding since I started music when I was 17. And I was literally all my money was going to it, bro. I was dropping checks. I was in the strip clubs trying to get my music heard. I was at the radio stations. I was calling in every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Like I was doing everything possible, dumping my money all into the studio, trying to get my music. It was just it became too much for me. And when it got too much for me, I just got to a point to where I was just done. I had a music manager at the time. He said, to get your music out there, you should show your personality. So I was just like, all right. So I thought I don't consider myself a comedian. I know a lot of people do. I just think that that's just my personality. Like I'm always like, haha, crack jokes, funny. So I was like, let me just show that. And I kind of started liking that more.
Okay. And so when you left the YouTube industry, right? YouTube scene, and then you came back, when did you realize it was time to come back to doing what you're doing now?
So it's funny because I left, but I went to Facebook. So I started creating for Facebook, and then I moved back to New York. This is when I moved back to New York, and I was like, all right, well, let me create for because my homeboy, I met a homeboy, one of my good friends now. He was big on Facebook. I created for them, and then I got tired of that, and I was like, let me dedicate myself to Instagram. And then I got back to Georgia based off of doing Instagram videos. And then 2 years ago, it was September 2 years ago, my homeboy Fernarios, he was like, his homeboy in LA, I don't know if you ever watched Troy in LA.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. He showed Fernarios Lonnie his check, how much he was making off of YouTube. And Lonnie was like, what? And then Lonnie told me, and I was like, what? So then we decided that we was just gonna go hard, and we were just gonna keep sticking to YouTube and just go hard until we took off. And then that's what happened 9 months later.
Yeah, I remember seeing Lonnie Fernarios. Man, I don't know if he was dropping like 2 skits a day. It was like he was making sure he made it, right?
Yeah, we was going
Brushing
hard.
his hair the whole time.
Whoa. Taking his glasses off. He always that's one of the things he always does, take his glasses off right before he films.
Oh, okay. So, do you write your own skits?
Oh yeah.
You write you write for other
I
people.
do have a writer too who writes for a lot of the LA people who sometimes give me content, but 90% of the skits is me.
Do you ever get writer's block?
Not anymore. I used to, not anymore.
Why you don't get any more?
Writer's block really is just pressure.
Okay.
You're putting pressure on yourself to create something good when you just really need the free flow and just allow whatever to come out. So
Have you ever put a video or any content out and your subscribers turned on you? They let you know, hey man, I wasn't feeling that.
I've definitely been, yeah. Even as of recently, I've had one. I tried to redo El Hodge's series, make it like a sister series of it that Let Me Slide In joint because the girl that was in that series lives here now. And
Okay.
they kind of hit me with that. And it wasn't like I was trying to steal anything from him. I just was like, it'd be funny if I made like a sister series and made it even more intricate. So that's probably one. But other than that, not really. Like a lot of people don't really be.
So you have a good following base, right? The supporter.
Like, yeah, they for the most part, they're here for me. They don't really be mad or whatever. They might be bad because I'm about to switch stuff up, but they don't. I'm about to start dropping differently.
So while you was who do you feel like gave you your break? You know, like your big break, and it doesn't have to be someone that's like, you know, really famous or anything like that. Just someone that you may collaborate with and they showed you behind listen, this is how you do it, this is how you do that, you know? Who brought you
I
in that?
I'd have to say Big Jaw. Um, we he came out to Atlanta a couple times. We kind of linked up with him. We were all in a big group text a long time ago. I didn't even know who he was really. But I would say Big Jaw was probably one of the ones that kind of like taught me, like, bro, just keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna be good. Um, and he was probably one of the main ones that kind of got me there.
Yeah, I see Big Jaw. He's very consistent because he was doing this, you know, when man he wasn't getting no likes, no comp, you know, and he was still going. Didn't have
Hmm.
nobody in his videos, right? He was
Hmm.
probably the cameraman at the same time.
Yeah, man. He just recently, I think, got a guy. To be honest with you.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Yep, yep. So you consider him the one that gave you your break. I mean, there's a lot of people that help out, right? But that's the one you would credit to behind the scenes
To
with you
kind
school
of
you.
now, I'll say like Fenario Lonnie, that's my road dog. Like he's we like be keeping each other accountable, and we work hard to get like if I'm slacking, he gonna let me know, and vice versa. And we work together every day to kind of get things popping.
Yeah. So while you was learning, I know it came to a point where you was learning how to edit your videos, how to do YouTube sketches. Who inspired you to keep going? Because you know, as you're doing stuff, you know, you're probably
Mhm.
looking at other people like, damn, this person's growing faster and you know, probably getting paid more, whatever. Who
Mhm.
who who was you looking at that kind of inspired you to keep going?
You know, it's funny. There wasn't anybody in particular that kind of inspired me. It was just the fear of not making it. It was like I just couldn't continue to live the life that I was living because I was never no job ever satisfied me. Or, and I was in a relationship back to back to back. And it was just kind of like I was motivated by just getting out of that and just starting a life to where I could work for myself. That was really what it was that kind of inspired me to keep going. Like I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5 life.
Got it. Okay, so 9 to 5 inspired you. What is your pet peeve when we're not gonna put no one on the spot, obviously, but when you're recording when you're recording with different people, whatever, what is your pet peeve? Like, what is something that you just you don't like that really irritates you? Working with other people doing sketches.
Um, Working with other people, I would say it's when people try to take over the set. It's like they try to come in and be like, "Nah, we should do it like this." It's like, "Nah, I didn't ask you to come out here and do all that. I just need you to just do what I asked you to do." That's probably one of my biggest ones. Or another one is when people make things out to be what it isn't. That's another thing. It's like huge on my pet peeve list.
Have you ever recorded a sketch and then someone wanted you to take it down because they're in it and they don't?
Mhm. Oh yeah, of course, of course.
And you're probably thinking like, we just spent hours.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. I have.
So so right now you've accomplished a lot. You have a lot of subscribers, a lot of
Mhm,
people supporting you on multiple platforms, not just YouTube.
mhm.
Multiple platforms. What do you feel like you need to take you to the next level that you want to go?
A higher level of consistency. So, like I said, things about to change. So I'm about to start doing shorter content, like 3-minute videos, as opposed to like the story formatted. And I'm going to start uploading every single day.
Got it. Okay. And so let's talk about a trending topic.
Mhm,
One of the in Atlanta, one of the people that's running for mayor, Felicia Moore,
mhm.
she may want to shut down all strip clubs in Atlanta.
Oh, that'd be dope.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Hell yeah, people need to stay out of strip clubs anyway. She gonna shut them down for what?
I think it's due to her belief is that if women cannot make $100,000 besides, um, involved in like some sort of pornographic industry, the
Mhm.
city has to make some changes. There's no way women need to do that in order to make a career or to make a lot of money. There has to be other opportunities.
I agree with her, but also where I disagree is people should just have the right to choose. So I don't think someone should shut a strip club down just because they feel like women aren't like a woman. If the woman wants to make $100,000, then it should be her choice to go to a strip club and make it that way. You know, you're limited, and what you're doing is you're taking food out of people's mouths by doing that as well. Do I agree with the strip clubs? And I don't. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like women objectifying themselves in order to make money. Granted, that's a little hypocritical of me because I know my content is
Yeah.
sometimes the sex driven, but it's always implied. It's never you don't ever see anything. You know what I mean?
Okay. Because I
Um,
think Atlanta has in the country, I think Atlanta has the most black young girls missing. People in general, but the
oh,
most, a little
I
over
didn't,
20,000 in Atlanta of
wow.
black girls missing, and a lot of them are not even being reported by the parents. So that's another topic. So I think that what it happens that all that kind of intertwines in together.
Mhm,
We know strip club does have some behind scenes stuff that happens. A lot of them do go missing and so forth.
mhm,
Um, but I guess it's like you said, if that's their choice. Listen, when it comes to that type of industry, that's going to be done, legal or illegal. It's they're still going to make money.
mhm. They don't
There's
find
always
a way.
going to be another type of OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's all it is.
You know, so when it comes to the black community, or just people in general, but mostly the black community, because I'm black, you're black, right? What's one thing you want to take away from the black community that you believe will help improve us as people?
Our music.
Yeah. Oh wow. You talking about the music with the guns all in the videos, and
Well, the music that are we creating right now?
yeah, because what's happening is that you have a lot of people that have problems with other people, right? And guess what they're doing? They're taunting. They're talking about on Facebook Live. They're talking about Instagram. So, and what's happening is that the other person they have a problem with, they're hearing the information right then and there,
Mhm,
multiple times throughout the day.
mhm,
So
mhm.
that's part of the reason why a lot of the killing is happening. What's one thing you want to add to the community? Maybe that other cultures are doing, and whatever the case may be. What is
Mhm.
something you want to add to the black community? You believe that will help us?
Free therapy. I'm telling you, bro, the freedom to express, the freedom to, because it ain't just a young black men, it's young black women as well too. But I think therapy and trying to make it a thing for us, just to unwind and learn, because a lot of things, a lot of why I do what I do now too is because I wanted to show young black boys that they don't have to be thug or gangster, or they don't have to listen to this and that just to be black. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
didn't grow up like that. I grew up with a good collaboration of friends. I had an Indian friend, first generations, Russian friend, first generation, got to go in their home and see their culture firsthand. White friend, black friend, you know what I mean? Another Caribbean friend. So it's like, I'm not traditional black, I guess you can say, if you go by societal parameters in practice. So it's like it's okay to not like young Dolph. You know what I mean? It's okay to like Selena Gomez if that's what you like. Like it's just your freedom of expression. Doesn't make you less black because you listen to Limp Bizkit. You know what I mean? It means that that's just your personal preference. So I know one thing about therapy is that they teach you a lot of things are okay. It's okay. It's fine that you didn't accomplish that. It's all right that you made that decision. And I want young black boys and girls to understand that and try to help the black community as much as possible in that sense.
Why is it a notion that we don't want therapy? Why is that like considered as a weakness to us?
I think it is a weakness because we're conditioned. We're conditioned to have to be tough. You know what I mean? It's like and in opening up and expressing your feelings, your emotion is a sign of weakness. Like I said, when I was growing up and I used to be sensitive or cry in front of my brother, my brother would be like, "Shut up," blah, blah, blah. So you're conditioning to me not to open up. They're conditioning me not to, and we have to be strong because we are born in homes with only one parent, where the mom has to work 2 and 3 jobs, and is you know what I'm saying, or parents are abusive, whatever the case may be. So I think that's why it's really important, because we have to learn how to reel all of that backwards, you know.
How do you feel about recently some of the supposed black leaders have made statements about therapy is not easy for black people to go to because it's not available. Now,
Mhm.
I know in the poor community, especially if on any type of government assistance, it's free.
Mhm.
It's free. It doesn't
Mhm.
cost anything. It's part of your assistance program. You
Mhm.
know, what do you think? What do you even people that's working? What do you feel about people believe that they don't have access to it?
I feel like people, if they believe that, then they're making excuses not to fix themselves. I think because individually you can't blame or you utilize other people and victimize yourself just because of what's not being offered to you. I, for instance, could have and stayed in Canarsie. I could have been a victim or a application of my environment. Like I could have become something different, but I chose to make a decision that I was not going to be what I saw, and I decided that I was going to be a better person. So we can always place it on other things and other people, but at the end of the day, we have to look at ourselves if we want to be better.
What do you think about men that use their wives or their girlfriend as a therapist, telling all their business, pillow talk and stuff like that?
Hey man, if it works for them, if it works for them, bro, it is what it is. I just know you got to be careful. You got to be careful because a woman's scorn is ridiculous.
Those are the same. Those are the same men that cry. That she thinks I'm weak. Yeah, because you told her, "Oh, you weak." You cried every night, man.
That's funny. And it's a thing. It's all about perspective. She thinks I'm weak, but really I'm vulnerable. You see
Mm,
what I'm saying? You gotta everything comes down to perspective. And when you change your perspective, you change your reality.
mm.
Because your reality is what you perceive things to be.
Social media influencer Kevin Samuels. I mean, you heard of him, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So he advocates a lot for therapy,
Hmm.
but we're just so conditioned to not go for it. It's
Hmm.
like he's really big on trying to communicate with women. I mean, his message. Listen, I don't agree with everybody with everything, right? But
Hmm.
his message basically is, "Hey, this is what men want. They want this."
Hmm.
And it's been a long time that women they're not listening to what the black man wants. So now black men, I mean, you have some crazy stuff happening. Like some men are saying women need to lose weight, but they're fat too. It's just crazy
Hmm.
stuff. For instance, majority of men say they don't like women wearing pajamas outside.
Hmm.
They don't like the bonnet. They don't like the hair extension, ridiculous hair extensions all the time, to the point where they got like 2 inches of their hair missing, from the weaves consistently. Um, what do you say to the woman that still go on Kevin Samuels till today with the bonnet on? What's your thoughts on the bonnet outside?
What's the bonnet for?
I guess the bonnet. I think for the most part, a lot of the bonnet is because the hair is not done.
Mm. Um, hey man, I'm big on like freedom of expression. I'm really big on that. If the bonnet works for you,
But this is the thing: men are saying that they don't like that.
oh, men are saying they don't like
Men
it.
men are generally saying, "Hey, listen, this is something," because it's been a long time. Women were able to say they don't. This is what they don't like. They don't like men broke. So guess what? A lot of men have to do. They gotta step their financial game up,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So it's been
Mhm.
a long time. Um, so that's just one thing about that. So what are your thoughts on Kevin Samuel in general? I mean, he's wrong about something, of course,
Mhm.
but what is your overall thought?
I'm excited he's here. We needed somebody like him because whether he's right or wrong, we needed someone to disrupt the order of what was happening and what was going on. It's a lot of instances where men don't get to express themselves because we are men and we're just kind of told that or we don't matter. And it feels good to have somebody come in here and advocate and take the punches. And the funny thing is people people think that he only be like going at women. He go at men too. He be going at both, but it's not really broadcasted as much at him going at the men. It's just really just about stepping your game up overall. You know, he's here to kind of just advocate that for young black men and women. What he's really trying to do is just help. So I love it. I love everything that he's doing. Do I agree with everything he says? Just like you said, I don't. I don't agree with everything he says. Like I'm more of a one guy, one girl type of person. So if I feel consider myself high value, I don't think I should be out here like sleeping with girls as long as I'm taking care of home. That's just my personal preference. But I mean, I do agree with what he advocates for.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, shout out to Kevin Samuel because, like you said, it's he took a big chance, put himself out there because, besides being called, gay all the time, if a man's saying that he's not homosexual,
Mhm.
and for women to use that against him, that's a big step, because they pulled out his junior high school and high school
Oh, I
pictures.
see
How they
those.
found that, they was even contacting people he went to high school with,
Uh-huh.
to try to get information. So you're
Mhm.
right, he did take the punches for the rest of us.
Mhm. He's taking them. He's taking the punches. Hey, you call the man gay. You call me gay all day. Well, I know what's coming through here. I know the bread. I know my bank account. I know exactly what's coming through my room. So
Yes. So, let's talk about Dick discipline, right? Dick
yeah.
discipline, right?
Mhm.
Very important because, like, you hear about the allegations, like Bill Cosby, 20 years ago, he did all these things, and there is absolutely no proof.
Yeah, they set him up. He
But
was
it
trying to buy MVP.
is multiple
Mhm.
guys that this is happening to. Even the white guy. It's not just, it's not just a black thing. It's
Mhm.
happened to even white guys. So, what are your thoughts on being disciplined? Obviously, you're in a lot of skits with a lot of beautiful women, right?
Mhm.
You can't smash every, you're not out there just going crazy. What
Yeah.
what are your what are your thoughts on that? To people that are trying to come in your type of industry and to have that men to have that discipline.
I think you just got to be smart, man. It's man. A lot of guys we're biologically conditioned, not even conditioned. We're just biologically created to look at girls and like y'all, like it's hard for us not to. To be honest, I feel like if you could, for me, so the way I kind of go about things is I vet girls out before I even like lay with them. If that was a thing, like I'm not just gonna sleep with you off the bat. Like I gotta see what you like in different conditions. I gotta see if we mesh well. I gotta, I'm just not out here laying down everything that I see. I think it's important if you can find one person to just be, your person, you know what I mean? And just have that one person. And then, maybe if you try to do other stuff, let that one person know, hey, this is what this is. I think it's important to do that because nowadays anybody can say anything. And media is just a bunch of lies created to try just to have the best story and get you wrapped up in it. For the longest time, people thought Kanye West was divorced from Kim Kardashian.
Never file papers.
Never filed papers. This man's never been divorced from that one. What are they talking? A whole narrative that was created just for publicity. These people were ruthless, man. There's some people out here, bro, that'll tear you down, man. They ain't got nothing going on. So just I think it's just important to vet people out before you go through anything
Do
with
you think we're going to get into a point where we need a woman to fill out consent forms?
so I don't think we're there yet, but I would say that we may be close.
I think it's at the point now where if you're on your way up and you're in that type of lifestyle just out there, I think you gotta see an attorney, have them sign, create a consent form and get it notarized before you smash, each that's just
If I'm on Kevin Hart level, yeah, I'm doing that. If
yeah, no.
I'm there, no wife, but I'm out here and I'm yeah, I'm definitely that's something I will always be doing. But where I'm at right now, it's not necessary. It sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, like, we'll be in the bedrooms. Like, hey, before we get started, my attorney is in the closet. He'll come out with the consent form.
You just gave me a sketch idea. I can write that bad boy and shoot that bad boy tomorrow.
Yeah, I think.
You think I'm joking? That joint about to be out on
Because
Wednesday.
that'll be really funny, but it's to let men know, hey, listen, and also these, having children with different women, man, that's a big concern.
Yeah,
Multiple,
no, you're right. That's something that I also touched on too. Like, it's best to kind of just keep that one girl.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how easy is it being a father?
Shit. Shit, easy as hell for me. I had a lot of help. I had a lot of help. So it's easy for me. My situation was a lot different. My baby mama's parents actually take care of my son, and I just kind of play a large part in that.
Got it. Okay. And y'all get along?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the most part? Okay. How important is it for you and your child's mother to come to common ground?
I think it's important to come to a common ground, but the funny thing is, me and my son's mom, it actually isn't. We don't talk. I don't really. She's not in his life, so me and her don't really converse. But I don't think that that's the case for everybody, because not everybody had the same situation. I wasn't presented the same situation, but I do think it's important because it's a lot. I could see a woman holding it over a man's head, and using the child and child support or whatnot as leverage. And then I could also see a man also not being available and putting all the stress and pressure on a mom. I also feel like the laws need to be changed a little bit, because if a woman decides to have a kid, obviously by you, and you have no say in it, then the man should be able to be exonerated from making child support payments if that's her choice over his.
No, absolutely. How did you, when you're dating, how do you make sure, because now you're able to change your sex on the birth certificate, how do you make sure it's a woman you're actually on the first date with?
Man, you give me new information. I be working so much, I don't be knowing what's going. Man, if they don't sit down with this whole they, them, this, that, it's, man, get out of here, dog.
But how do you make sure you're
I understand the concept of it. You know what I mean? I do. But if the young little boy come out with a dick, he's a boy. If he come out with a vagina, he's not a he, he's a she. And she's a female. That's just how I feel. If it's a them, then there better be more than one motherfucker come out that uterus. That's all. Yeah, well, it's those three.
So you heard the term simp, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm the king of simps,
Okay.
right? So you're gonna help me get out of that, right? This is called the king of simp.
Mhm.
So let me give you a scenario. I want to talk to a woman, right? She's not by herself. She has, because what's happening is that a lot of men they're afraid to speak to a woman in person.
Mhm.
I think the first step is just to make sure the coast is clear, meaning that before you holla, make sure there's no one else in the facility that she's with, her partner.
Yeah.
And so a lot of men are just afraid to speak to women in person. They're doing online dating, and you got Tyrone hopping out on the closet on you, her brother, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what are your suggestions of simple ways how to speak to a woman?
How to speak to a woman?
Yeah, just you let's say you're in the mall, she's looking through stuff or whatever the case may be. You feel fine to talk to her. Well, I do, and I have no idea what to say. Knowing me, I'll probably mess it up and just say, "Hey, listen," and just go on to. I got 100 subscribers,
I got 1,000,000 subscribers. Well, if I was playing with you. So there's multiple ways. I got multiple answers. The first initial answer is, it's not cliche. It's one of those like deeper things. I really believe that like working on yourself solely and allowing your actions to speak louder than your words will always gravitate the right girls to you. But if you're in that scenario where you do see a good looking girl and you trying to, and you like, damn, I gotta say something. This one, God. Oh, honestly, it's just being honest, bro. I learned as soon as you just keep it short, simple, and honest. I learned that the more honest you are, the more you'll get what you want. So if she fine and she in the store and you want to go talk to her, I would just walk her to her. Hey, I'm just gonna let you know you fine as hell. I would love to take you out sometime. Are you interested? Or would you take my number? That's literally all I would say. Because I ain't wasting my time with nothing else. I ain't gotta show. Man, you got my Instagram if you really want to see what I'm working with. You see me in person if you want to see what you work with. You know, I'm tall, I got tattoos, girl. You ain't got nothing going on. 90% of these women ain't got nothing going. These single girls, they ain't got nothing going on, bro. So I'm gonna change your life. I'm gonna change your life. It's up to you whether or not you want your life changed. If you don't, that's cool. Because I got 8. I got the Rolodex. If you really must know. That's what I would just be honest. Short, simple, honesty. That's it.
Straight to it.
Straight to it.
If you go on a date, are you paying for the date?
It depends who invited me on the date. I got invited or did I invite them?
You invite them.
If I invite them, I feel like whoever invites whoever out needs to take care of all the whatever's going on.
Because a lot of the red pill community, a lot of the guys are starting to say that if I go on a date, I'm not paying.
Now I feel like if you invite the girl on a date, why would I invite you somewhere
and let's split it?
Hey, that don't make no damn sense. See, people just be out here talking. That shit make no sense. Hey, my man. Or I understand it's homies, but it's like, hey, girl, you want to go out on this date? Yeah, sure. She get out there and I'm expecting her to pay. No, I invited you to come along. You know what I mean? So you should take care of the accommodations. Now, if she invites you to go out on a date, she should take care of the accommodations because she invited you out. But me personally, I make a lot more money now than I used to. If she asked me, she's still paying. She's still paying.
And plus, on top of it, paying for a woman shouldn't be because you're not, we're older, so we're not taking anyone out. Especially since you're an influencer, you don't want people taking pictures of you with that thing over there you can't identify as, male or female, right? You don't want to get caught out there with that just for the sake of it. So
that thinging.
So 2022 is just about 4 weeks away. What can your supporters expect from you?
Higher level of consistency. We just we got a manager now, me and Lonnie. It's not officially inked yet, but we just had our first meeting with him 2 days ago. And we will meet again on Thursday. And then starting a new year, we'll have a manager. So whatever opportunities he can bring, he's going to build an ecosystem around us. He's actually managed a really popular influencer already. And I won't say that name because I don't know if he wants his business out there like that. But yeah, so he's going to take over and manage us. And I think that's going to be new. And it's just a higher level of consistency. Hopefully you will see our faces in different, more areas as opposed to kind of just YouTube. We'll probably be in more of a space.
Okay. And so besides, did you buy the merch yet? Right?
Oh, it's
just one of your things. How do you want your fans to support you? Like, how do you want them to moving forward? How would you like them to support you?
Besides merch, I just need them to watch the content, bro. Really, that's all. As far as support, I just need y'all to just watch the content when it comes out. I know I put out a lot of content, but just watch it. If you don't watch it, just have it playing in the background while you getting your dick sucked. You know what I mean? Like just have the shit playing. That's all I ask. Give me the views. Help me out. Help Help me. That's all I'm asking, bro. Just help me. Just watch it. Watch the content. Put it on. Have that bitch running.
Find a way to put on repeat, right?
That's all I ask. Other than the merch, because the merch is really all it is. But I need people to dive in and support.
So we're gonna put you what's called the hot seat. Hot seat is just that you're giving an answer, or just responding to a statement. I didn't say hell, just hot seat. Right. So basically, you're just answering the question or the statement with one word.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully, I can piss you off a little bit so we get a different reaction from you.
That's hard, man.
Not too much,
Therapy,
but
I go there.
what state you don't what state you don't want to live in?
Florida. Florida.
Obvious reasons, right? But heads or tails?
Tails.
Ass or titties?
Ass.
Family.
Yeah.
Money.
Exposure.
Homeless people.
Sad.
America's current state. H-A? Huh? Yeah, fuck. You're gonna use one word.
Fucked.
Your mother. She don't watch this, man. I'm gonna send her this video.
One word.
One word.
Enthusiastic.
How often do you eat ass?
Never.
Cause you did like a whole series, right?
I've never eaten ass before.
Nah, man, you look pretty convincing, man.
Hey, man, that's what you call a top tier actor. You know, a top tier YouTube actor.
And Lonnie was like, doo-doo comes out that, right? I was like, this guy said it.
I've never eaten it. Never had mine eaten. And I'm good. I'm not saying that it's something I would never do, but I'm good. I might have to just be someone might have to put that on me.
Morant.
Yes.
What's the word to that? What's your phrase?
Oh, sorry. Lineage or no legacy.
How to go to heaven.
Honesty.
Brooklyn.
New York.
Atlanta.
I say home for Brooklyn.
What about Atlanta?
It got to be a different word.
You could.
I'll say home for both.
Home. East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast.
YouTube.
Money.
This interview.
Cool.
Okay. Let me ask you something else I skipped over. So, why is it important for you to give back to people that are nowhere near your, not on your level? Because obviously, you doing this interview on very short notice is it's basically a passing the torch, right? So why is that important to you?
To give back, you say, to people that
to give back to people you probably won't benefit from,
So this is so funny because I just talked to one of the actresses I work with about this. I can't say why it's important. I could just probably tell you why I do it. But it's really just about the spillage of fulfillment. Like I said, like one of my main things and my biggest things is just working on yourself. The key to life, I believe strongly, the key to life is within yourself. And when you work on yourself for so long, because I've been working on myself for a long time, you just become a happy individual. And I'm so happy that I want other people to experience that as well. So it kind of falls off and falls over onto other people. It's like, I love the craft so much. I love the hard work. I love the journey so much that it's like anybody who is even thinking about going down this path. And that's primarily who I help, people who are in this industry, as well as people who are young Black males, because, well, I help young Black women too. Anybody Black, because I can identify and I know what the struggle is like. But for me, it's just like just having that ultimate happiness. I just want to share it with people. I'm just so excited, so happy about everything that I do, and I enjoy this journey, this process, this life so much. It's just like, it's like getting a new toy. You just want to play it and then show it to everybody. I just want people to be able to experience this too, because it's a matrix, bro. It's people do not understand. Like, that movie was so before its time. There is a matrix. It really is. And I was on both sides. I was the 9 to 5 guy. I was having to go in when they told me to go into work, and having to work hard but still get paid the same hourly rate. And then to go to the other side, which is where I'm at now, I don't remember what it's like to be on that side anymore. And then when you talk to people, there's such a disconnect. And you understand that the life that I'm living right now is a life that everyone was supposed to live. And the system was created to keep people in this box, to think, oh, I need to ask for permission to go on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, it's so different. So it's beautiful that God gave me this gift, and that he blessed me and allowed me to be able to convey this message to people and to get them on board and try to hopefully help them pull them out the matrix so they can live a better life.